Hey, what's going on, guys? Butterbart here. Welcome back to the channel. And the Call of Duty Modern Warfare trailer just dropped today. And I have to say, at least for me individually, I am very skeptical about what is going to be going on for this year's Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong, I am excited, but I feel like everybody right now, at least on Twitter, they're blowing up excited. The hype apparently is real for them. But for me, really, the history of Call of Duty and what we've actually seen so far within the Call of Duty series, with all the different types of games, I'm very skeptical about what is going to be going on. There's a lot of things that were announced today. There's still more things that are being announced today as it's going on. While I'm making this video, there's still things going on that are being announced. But to me, really, I want to be open-minded. However, I'm very skeptical about what this Call of Duty has to offer. But I wanted to give you guys my opinion about what I thought about the trailer, give you guys my opinion about what I think is going to be happening with this game's release, at least with a campaign, and what we actually saw in the trailer, because this is pretty much a campaign trailer that we got to see. We didn't really get to see any gameplay, but I want to give you guys my opinion, what I thought about it, kind of let you guys know what I think about the content leaks that we're getting about what is going to be happening with this game in October when it releases, and just give you guys my overall opinion. So let's get into the very first trailer that we got to see today. So first off, it's starting in the woods. We're actually picking up into the woods where we're seeing soldiers kind of being introduced, so they're kind of hidden, they're camouflaged in the environment. Now this actually, if you take this image from the trailer and kind of think back of the other Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare in particular, because the announcement of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, it's a reinvigoration, it's a reimagining of the story of the Modern Warfare series. So kind of looking back at the environment, and I kind of did this the entire trailer, looking back at the different missions that we got throughout the Call of Duty game. This reminds me of literally, I think it's like the second missions or third mission that you actually play in the Modern Warfare game, in the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare game, where Captain Price and Soap are looking for Nikolai, the Russian infiltrator that they have, the spy that they have in the Russian military. So to me, looking at this is kind of the reimagining of that, or I don't know, at least I see this and I'm wondering if this is a retelling of that mission in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare's second or third mission. So you're seeing a lot of other people that are either have the new advanced night vision goggles that have the 4 different sights. You're seeing some of the people out in ghillie suits that are picking up, so that's going to be one thing I'm very interested in, at least in the multiplayer, because if you did play the Modern Warfare Call of Duty's multiplayer, if you were a sniper, if you had like the 50 cal, if you had the M40 sniper, you wore camouflage, you had a ghillie suit on, so that's interesting to see in that.
They send us in to find them.
Alright, so here's our first reveal of Captain Price. So let's kind of think about it like this. Call of Duty, I think Modern Warfare 3 was released, oh my god, what, 5, 6, 7 years ago? So it's incredible to know that we've actually been away from this character for a very long time. I don't know if it's me, though, because I really don't, it does not sound like the same voice actor from the Call of Duty series, from the Modern Warfare series that we had back in the day. So I don't know if they've changed actors or not. I don't know if they plan on bringing the original actor that did Captain Price, but that did kind of throw me off, that I was like, that does not sound like Captain Price, even though it does look like Captain Price.
You have execute authority.
So I'll say this real quick too. I'm looking at his, it looks like an AR. I'm looking at maybe an M4. I have to say though, with the customization that he actually has on his rifle, I really want to know is what type of customizations are we going to actually be getting in this Modern Warfare game? Is the customization for the new multiplayer, is it going to be substantial? Is it going to have a lot of content in it? I will say the remastered version of Modern Warfare, they did a great job at being able to customize your weapons. I want to know if they're going to be bringing in the same thing that other games, other Call of Duty games have offered in previous Call of Duties. Are they going to offer that same customization in this game? I'll kind of get into that towards the end when it comes to the free DLC and maps.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Alright, so I'll kind of freeze frame of it, because I will say this, out of my skepticism of this game and wanting to kind of keep everything reserved and not be overhyped about it, I will say this, the entire time I watched this trailer, the visuals are really, really good. Infinity Ward actually announced on Twitter that they've actually made it a whole different engine. They're instead of the Call of Duty engine that they've been running off for over a decade, they're actually making a new engine, and you can really tell in the cinematics, you can really tell that the engine is updated and it looks really good. Like, by anything, I might be negative of a couple of things, however, at least graphically the game looks really damn good, and I think Infinity Ward did a really good job. So I want to credit you where I think credit is due. All right, so we had breachings. It looked like it was it was British soldiers, British commandos, and now we are actually. I can't tell if this is the Marines. If you kind of look back at the Modern Warfare game, the Marines, when they were trying to capture Al-Assad, if you've ever played the campaign, there is a night mission where they're actually going through building to building. So that is another reminder of this mission. I can't tell who they are, but at least it's bringing that flashback from the campaign in Modern Warfare, where you are looking for Al-Assad. You're trying to capture different places throughout the nation that's kind of harboring him. So it makes me really think of this. I'm like, oh man, are we going back to that? And again, really just the detail, the visual detail of everything looks really good. Now, if you again, we take it back to Modern Warfare 3, where there was the invasion. So I won't get into the whole details of it. I don't. If you want to go back and play the Modern Warfare series campaign, I don't want to ruin it for you. But looking at this and thinking back to that campaign where there was a war, there was a world war going on, and kind of taking image from the campaign in Modern Warfare 3 and seeing it now, I really want to know, like, what is happening right now. Is it going to stay with the same storyline of you know, enemies like Al-Assad? Are we going to have new different enemies with the Russians? What is going to be the storyline with this? Is it going to stay intact what the Modern Warfare series did in the past with this new game? So it's very interesting to see new images of a reimagining.
Weapons are now in the wild.
So images like this, again, there was a Middle Eastern mission in Modern Warfare, so it's cool to see the visual of what it looks like reimagined. This kind of reminds me of the images from the first invasion, the first Gulf War invasion, you know, the bombing runs that the U.S. forces did on the Iraqi forces. So it's really interesting to see this. You got some strikers coming in, so it's going to be really cool to see some more military vehicles. And it's again, I'm really, as somebody that was in the military, as somebody that was in the army, it's really cool. The Call of Duty series, at least Modern Warfare series, I really did. I loved it because I could actually I don't know if imagine myself being there or just related to it a lot more because of my service and because of the Call of Duty game. So it was really cool to kind of have that relationship. So it's really neat to kind of see these images and be like, oh man, you know, having these images in the military and having this thing, it just visually looks really cool, and I'm very impressed with it. Now, again, this is a retelling of the Modern Warfare series, so some things do look very familiar to me, and other things really don't look familiar to me at all. So it makes me wonder what type of campaign, what is going to be changed in this campaign to make it not only familiar but also unique as well when it comes to the Modern Warfare game. Alright, so I saw this. If you guys know about the story in Benghazi, if you've seen 13 Hours, my initial reaction was thinking, oh my god, this is like a simulation, or this is a reinterpretation of the attack on Benghazi, and I'm like, oh my god, seeing this. So it was really insane, and to me, I can definitely, this is something I can really believe happened, because, you know, the Benghazi attack did happen. So something that is being recreated to make it look like that, I was like, damn, that's pretty good. So yeah, so definitely I guess I like this because as being a soldier, you can definitely relate to the things that are happening right now. You can definitely sense the things that are happening in this trailer. So images like this, the images of the breaching of the gates and stuff like that, it makes me really think of like, man, this is it's gonna get really good. At least I hope. I really hope it gets in detailed of kind of what's going on with soldiers, what's going on in the conflicts that happen. So to me, seeing this type of things makes me very excited. Alright, I'm gonna stop it right here because I swear this this right here, this image of the Middle East, of this Middle Eastern town, looks so damn familiar because there is a mission in Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, where you have to rescue helicopter pilots. They get shot down, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the guys that are standing on the roof that are right here, the tower that's in the middle. This straight out looks like it's that mission where you're going to be rescuing a downed helicopter pilot. So to me, looking at this, I'm like, damn, like, because that was one of my favorite missions. That was a really cool mission in Modern Warfare. So I'm very interested to see what they plan on doing with this. But seeing this just made me like think about that mission because it looks very familiar to what was going on in that. All right, so again, I'm gonna back it up again. So again, there are missions like this in the Modern Warfare game. I'm really happy to see that Infinity Ward is kind of going back into that. They're going into modern conflicts that are happening, you know, in Afghanistan and even Iraq as well. In Syria, you have, you know, conflicts like this. So I'm really excited to see what they plan on doing with that and seeing what the soldiers go through and seeing what the storyline is and how it relates back to the older Modern Warfare game. So really cool to see that. All right, so I saw this. And I'm trying to think, what is the story behind this? Are we going to be seeing the rise of Al-Assad throughout the Middle East? What is going to be the story behind this? Or are we seeing some guerrilla fighters actually fighting against Al-Assad forces and kind of like, you know, fighting against the Taliban, you know, what we have in real life. So it's very interesting. Alright, so I saw this image, and if you played Modern Warfare 3, there is a gas attack that actually happens in that campaign. So I'm very interested to see, is this interpreted, is what's happening right now with the gases around, is this somehow related to that, kind of looking back at the other games?
We get dirty.
This is straight out an image of like Zero Dark 30. So if you're seeing this, that's immediately what I thought about. But again, it's really cool. I think at least back in the Modern Warfare games, you had the ability to use night vision, but you really didn't really need to use it just because the graphics were not that great and things weren't really that dark. So it's really cool to actually see that you're actually using your night vision goggles to kind of use it in combat.
And the world stays clean. That's the mission.
So, alright, so I have to say, at least real quick, I'm very impressed with what they've done graphically. I hated that, you know, Activision or whoever it is have stuck with the same engine for so long in the Call of Duty franchise. I'm very excited to see that it's getting an upgrade. So I'm very excited to see that. At least from what has been told so far on Twitter, Spec Ops is coming back, so it's awesome. So we're gonna have campaign multiplayer and Spec Ops. It was a very fun game mode to actually have back in the day. So I'm very excited to see that. There are things about free DLC or free maps coming in and crossplay, and I'll say this, that's awesome. That should have been the standard long ago. But I'm happy that you know, with this Modern Warfare game, that is what we are actually going to be getting in this new game. However, that should have been the standard for a long time. It wasn't. I'm very interested to see what type of maps we're going to be getting. Are we going to be getting any remastered maps, reimagined maps that we got throughout the Modern Warfare series? Or are we going to be getting actual old maps to come back? DLC wise, I mean, look, you know, if they're doing crossplay, if they're doing free maps and whatnot, they're not doing a season pass, or from what I've heard, how are they going to be making money? It's going to be cosmetic stuff. They're going to be selling some things that are cosmetic. That's the one thing I'm nervous about. Again, very skeptical, kind of keeping an open mind. However, they are a business. They're going to be wanting to make money. And I understand that at least for Infinity Ward, they're wanting to build their relationship back up with the players. However, with that being said, cosmetics I know is going to be one thing that I'm very interested to see on how they're handled in this game. And lastly, really, I think it looks good. I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I'm interested more in the storyline. Again, Modern Warfare as a series had a great storyline of kind of what was going on in that, and very relatable to kind of modern conflicts that we actually are seeing. One thing I want to know, at least I'm thinking right now, back in Modern Warfare, the Chernobyl mission, are we going to be getting something like that? I know HBO is doing Chernobyl, and if you haven't watched the Chernobyl HBO thing, I know this is off topic, but it is a really good TV series on HBO. But again, I'm very open-minded. I'm skeptical though about this. I don't want the hype to be building up too much for me, but I definitely understand from other people that the hype is real and they are super excited about this. But the game releases, I think it's October 25th, so before too long it's going to be on our hands. We're going to be able to play it, and E3 is around the corner, so hopefully we get to see more content here in the next couple of weeks. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please drop me a like. Let me know in the comments below, did you guys see the exact same things that I saw in this trailer that kind of related back to other Modern Warfare games back in the past? So guys, have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys all next time.